All right, everybody, welcome to my driving video about this Ram 1500 Hemi BigHorn, giving you a quick glimpse at the outside before we hop in here and go for a drive. This has a Rebel front grille, very neat. Rough country bull bar on the front, rough country front suspension, brand new brakes and rotors in the front, brand new all-terrain tires, real nice bed cover. We're gonna go drive this truck on some city streets and freeway streets, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. And it runs and drives. Sorry for the jerking around, gotta put my seatbelt on. Runs and drives excellent, and everything works like it should. But we're gonna talk all about it and its history and tell you everything I know. Also check out my complete and very detailed walk around video about this truck. You can check that out on my channel. I actually really like that electronic dial shifter. I mentioned that on the walk around video. Yeah, please check out my walk around video. Also have a cold start video about this truck because it has this rough country stainless exhaust on it, and it sounds really good, and it's very growly when it's cold, and it's got a little bit of sound even here at completely warm temperatures. I'm gonna go around this puddle because this truck's very clean. Yeah, it's got great sound, very barky and kind of loud when it's cold, especially inside the garage, which is where I recorded that video. But even just driving here, it's definitely got a little bit of sound you can probably hear, and it's nice. I like it. And it's fitting for a truck. It's fitting for this truck because, as you quickly saw, this truck has a pretty good aggressive look on the outside with the color and tinted windows and the window visors and the front bug shield and the Rebel front grille. So I'm going to talk about all those details here as we drive, but most importantly about all the service and new parts on this truck. Everything works like it should on this truck. It drives, runs, shifts, does everything right. But I like to drive it and demonstrate that and talk about it, and I get a lot of enjoyment when my video also helps someone else to purchase another vehicle like this, or inspire them, maybe in the case like this truck, to maybe install this exhaust system. So heck, I should be getting paid by rough country, but here we are. So we'll drive some city streets and then freeway streets after a little while, so you can skip around here. But you know, every time the RPMs come down, that exhaust is more tame. But of course, when you kick it down, it barks a little bit. What a great truck! What a great seating height, visibility, good looking, comfortable. Plenty of headroom. I'm 6'1" tall, got lots of headroom above my head right now. This truck does not have a sunroof. I mean, I don't know if it has the sunroof, might have a little bit less, but just fantastic. Let's go this way. Lots of room, lots of leg room, lots of seat room. There's lots of room in the back seat. I mean, I talked about that on the walk around video. You can go watch that and listen to me mention how large and roomy and comfortable that back seat is. It's incredible to me how big, you know, modern day trucks interiors are, just because I mentioned on that walk around, and I've mentioned in other videos, I just envision a pickup truck to be kind of the ones of yesteryear, like one that I personally owned, which was a 1988 F-150, and you know, it was real basic and had a manual transmission and manual windows, no air conditioning, a manual sliding rear window. This truck, of course, has a power sliding rear window. Really like the digital speedometer, really do. All the gauges on this truck, as you see here, very nice, very operable, bright. All the needles are working correctly. But I really like the digital. You know, you almost don't even need the regular needle one when you have such a nice digital one. Like the steering wheel controls on this, like the thickness of the steering wheel. Also, very much like, in case I forget to mention, I don't ever have the radio or the fan on very high in my driving videos, but These trucks have the steering wheel controls on the back of the steering wheel. And while we wait for the traffic, I'm going to turn this up. You can see there I'm turning it up right there on the back of the wheel, and I think that's just such a fantastic feature and something that every vehicle should have. While we're sitting here waiting, I'll show you how nice the backup camera is and clear. A lot of traffic today. I think the steering wheel controls on the back of the steering wheel makes a lot of sense. Listen to this exhaust. Nice that sounds with some little, I pushed it down, a little more than you probably would with regular driving, but just wanted you to hear it. But yeah, the steering wheel controls on the back of the steering wheel, so sensible. There's so many simple things that I wish I could take all the great things from every car that I enjoy, like the clip in a Volvo. Isn't the street just so nice with these trees? The clip from a Volvo that they have on the windshield right here to hold like a parking garage ticket or a parking pass or something. I think that's so sensible. The integrated booster seat cushion in a Volvo, so sensible. The keypad entry on the exterior of a Ford Lincoln Mercury product, so sensible. Every car should have this stuff, but it's not the way it goes. It's very easy to drive this truck. The steering is effortless. I mean, you don't really feel like you're driving something quite as big as this is. By the way, I should mention these front two windows are tinted. We've got this tint visor up here on the windshield. So it feels a little darker in this cabin, because of that. But it is what it is. There we are at 62, 63. And again, once you get up to speed and you kind of get off the accelerator, the exhaust is pretty tame, but truck rides and drives perfect. I mean, these all-terrain tires are very nice. They are not noisy or humming or anything weird. That road right there that we were just on was real kind of rough pavement and bumpy. Still felt really good in this truck. So great suspension. This is real nice pavement here. This is nice and smooth, but mentioned on the walk-around video and about the exhaust that I had recently also done a presentation and storytelling on a Laramie truck that was very much like this. It was a 2013 crew cab 5.7 Hemi Laramie, and it had a Magnaflow exhaust, and from what I recollect, I don't think it really sounded too much different. It might have been a little more tame than this, driving wise anyway, but at idle it sounded very similar. So both of these exhaust systems, I think, are both very nice fits for these trucks if you want some sound. So yeah, I really do like the dial shifter as I use it more and more in trucks like this and vehicles like this. I am okay with that. Not real crazy about the ones that have like individual buttons that you have to push, like I think like on some of the Hondas and things. I think the dial makes sense because it's easy to just turn it, and then you kind of muscle memory where you're going when you turn it, how far to turn it to get to drive or to get from drive to reverse. I think that's probably why it's engineered that way. So many new parts on this truck. I go into great lengths and great detail on the walk around video, but I'll kind of name some of them off to you here. I've already mentioned a couple of times brand new all-terrain tires. Truck also has a new starter, a new alternator, a new battery, a Duralast Gold battery. In the suspension world, it has new upper and lower ball joints, new front stabilizer links, new outer tie rod ends, new right front wheel bearing, both exhaust manifolds on the engine, the actual manifolds and their gaskets and their hardware all replaced, done correctly, drilled out, not done the way some places would do it. This was done right, and it's all new hardware, all new gaskets, all new exhaust manifolds. They're Walker, I believe, brand. Very nice and quiet now. It had a little bit of noise on a cold start. It would quickly go away, but very common for this engine. And as I said in the walk around video, I don't play like that. So got it straightened around, got it fixed, and it's all good. It's super quiet. I did a cold start video that's on my page, on my channel. You can watch and you can hear it for yourself. I did that more as a purpose to be able to hear the exhaust cold against the wall, so it's even louder, of course, in the garage. But you can hear how quiet the manifolds are. They're probably better than when it was new. So those were all done right. And as I mentioned, you look at, as I mentioned in the walk around, you look at other trucks that have 140, 150, 160,000 miles. They may have less miles than this truck, but, and if you don't know, this truck has 238,000 miles, if you didn't know or couldn't see it there. Something with less miles is going to need or will have the issues with a lot of the same stuff that's already happened with this truck that's now just been done. Everything I just named, and there's even more. So this has a much better chance of being carefree for the future than something with less miles, in my opinion. Additionally, new front brakes and rotors. Did I already say that? There's so many things. New front brakes and rotors. This window switch was replaced. This is brand new. Works perfect. Nice clean white writing on it now. And alignment, oil change, the exhaust manifolds, all the suspension stuff. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I've got my notes sitting on the seat next to me. It's a lot to read. That was all from memory. And then on top of that, it was told to me to be kind of common, but this truck did have an odd, not quite right shift from second to third previously. It does not have that problem now. Let me say again, it does not have that problem now. When the transmission was cold, this truck would shift strangely between second and third gear. I took it to a local transmission shop that I trust for many years called Central Ohio Transmissions here in Columbus, Ohio, and they diagnosed that it was a common problem, something to do with the seals being restricted when it was cold. They said there was really no way to fix it other than rebuilding it, so a lesser mileage one was sourced. So the transmission that's currently in this truck has 140,000 miles, so it has 100,000 less than what's on this truck right now. And the other benefit of that is that A, it shifts perfectly, B, the transmission fluid was changed when they installed it along with the rear differential seal, so it's all good, it's all dry, it's all tight, and it all works like it should. And the benefit is whomever were to purchase this truck will have, or does have currently, a 12-month, it carries a 12-month unlimited mileage warranty. There's a red one, BigHorn. Now, there we go. I know that truck's a little bit newer than this. Let me take a pause while that's right there. On the walk around video, I mentioned how these trucks don't age. Look at that truck. Doesn't look any different than this truck. I know by looking at it that that's a little bit newer. I can't quite tell you what year, maybe a 20, 19, I don't know. It's a few years newer than this. You can tell by the tail lights a little bit. You can tell by the side molding and the fact that it just says Ram and doesn't say Ram 1500. But anyway, that is like great that was right here, because on my walk around video, and look how it just says BigHorn on the back. This one says BigHorn and it's got a Ram BigHorn, you know, a big Ram's head next to the logo. It's way cooler than that. But anyway, that helps prove my point, and I'm sure we're going to see some other of these on the road while we drive, but these trucks age very gracefully because they didn't change very much, right? So this truck looks hardly any different than that truck, and that guy might have spent $50,000 for that truck, or 65 or 70 new, and this is way way less, and it's got all these new parts. So anyway, just wanted to make that point while that truck was there to use it as an example. But back to the transmission, this transmission carries a 12-month unlimited mileage warranty. So whoever has this vehicle is entitled to the warranty. So it is all good. It's yet another positive, another benefit, another new part. So wonderful. Well, I wasn't hoping to be stuck behind a few people here, but here we are. Heated seats work nicely on this truck, heated steering wheel. You kind of saw a little bit of the extras when you saw the outside in the beginning of this video. If you want to see and hear more about all that beyond the exhaust and stuff, go take a look at that walk around video. Hey, thanks, man. It's nice of you to give us a clear path. Easily 65, 66, 67 miles per hour, and try to get in front of this truck here, this semi-truck. And there we are, right at 70 right now, as you see. It is smooth, it is nice, it is a great ride. It does everything right. Nothing to complain about at all. It's just nice. And just to gauge the cruise control at 73 miles per hour, you can see the little green down there. Driving now with the cruise control on. Works good, works correctly. Speed it up a little bit. 78, almost 80 miles per hour. Perfect. Look how nice the RPMs are at this speed. I'm going to turn the cruise control off. But look at 70, wait till it comes back, at 76, 77 miles per hour. Look how low the RPMs are, 1600. Now, the reason I mentioned that is I mentioned in the beginning of the walk-around video, and I guess I haven't said it here, but this is an 8-speed transmission. So, you know, real nice low RPMs, minimal drone from the exhaust as we cruise here at freeway speed of 75-ish. It's just good. It's just right. It's very nice. I mean, of course, if it had a factory exhaust, it would be quieter than it is, as you may be able to hear it. But and I like how quick and responsive the transmission is as well. So watch, let me just get around this curve here and make sure we're clear. So I'm going to push it down real quick just to show you how quickly it will step down and change gear and accelerate. Real responsive. There's 80 plus miles per hour, and it just, I don't know if it dropped down to 5th gear or what, but it's just real quick with the kick down to get up to speed, or if you were towing something, very responsive. Speaking of towing, you've got a gear selector change button right here where you can manually take over and shift this bad boy to your heart's content of what gear you want to be in, which of course is helpful when towing. But there is a tow mode button over here, as I mentioned in the walk around video. There's a tow mode button right there, which I do believe in using, if it's just a normal size type of load or a boat, I use that when I tow my boat with my vehicle that I use to tow it with. That if you watch all my videos, you've probably heard me talk about. I'm gonna mention it now because I love to talk about it, and because of its mileage. It's a 2008 Infiniti QX56 with a 5.6 liter V8, similar to this Hemi engine, just a really well engineered, has a great reputation. My Infiniti has just a little bit less mileage than this truck, 224,000 I believe it is right now, so just a little bit less than this truck. I have owned that vehicle for over 10 years, and I have no intentions of getting rid of it, and it does everything right, and it does everything I need it to do, and it's just another vehicle that's in the class like this truck, like a Toyota Tundra, like the Nissan Titan, which shares the engine from my Infiniti, Chevy trucks. I mean, Ford trucks are pretty good too. There's one right in front of us. But anyway, there's a lot of vehicles that just kind of have a diehard reputation. The Chevy 6-liter engine, of course the diesels, you know. But anyway, back to my point, towing something with the tow haul mode that's, you know, normal weight like a boat, you know, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 pounds, usually works pretty well. But if you're towing a big heavy trailer, you know, you may need to engage the transmission yourself. I appreciate your views and I appreciate you watching. Please leave some comments. Please give a thumbs up if you like what I do here. Ring the bell and subscribe to my channel. While we're sitting at this red light real quick, I'll show you the original window sticker for this very truck that I have sitting right here that I showed in the walk around. This is all the options on it, and that's what it was new. That's the standard equipment over here. Yep. And green light, here we go. Try to get ahead of everybody here. Look at that. I'm not even pushing it down that hard. Just gave it a little more than I would, just to get up to speed a little quicker and get in front of the vehicles that were in the other lane. Fantastic. 65, 66 already, and not even all the way on the road. And there we are, 74, 75 miles an hour once again. Once you get up to cruising, there's an eco, I don't know if you can see that right there, eco light that'll come on the dash to let you know that you're at as maximum a fuel economy as you're going to get. This truck is rated at 21 out here on the freeway, so that's really not too bad for something, you know, of the size and the weight and the engine size, of course. Comfortable, it's nice, it's a great truck. This particular truck is a great truck for the money, with all of the new parts and all of the new stuff that it has. Love the roominess of the back seat. Don't worry, I'm looking out front. Love how much room there is back there. Power sliding rear window. The bed cover on the back of this truck surely finishes it. I will say that bed cover, I swear I don't get paid any promotional for all this stuff I talk about, but that bed cover is very nice and sturdy and firm, and it's very easy to fold with one hand. I demonstrated that on the walk around video. It's a X-Tang brand, Trifecta I think it's called, but it really is very easy to use, very easy to fold, so I would recommend it based on my use of it. Honda that just, no, that Honda in front of us has just passed us. Yeah, the only thing I will say that I don't like about this truck is the parking sensors are overly sensitive to objects. So I turned them off, the front ones anyway, because you're going forward. I turned them off, so you may have noticed that the light's on to turn them off. I turned them off for the purposes of this video because I didn't want it to beep or do because it beeps and it shows an image, and it's kind of annoying when it picks up just the slightest things, or even when you just get too close to a car, you know, like if you're over here in the lane instead of in the middle, it'll it'll beep at that, and it just kind of drives me crazy. But anyway, if you don't have one, I recommend you buy one, because I like this truck. I like these trucks. As I mentioned several minutes ago, the fact that they don't age and they don't look their age, and they are just very pleasing, aesthetically pleasing trucks, and that they have such a great reputation, I would recommend, highly recommend. And they're very capable. There's a Ram on the other direction pulling an enclosed trailer. Very capable, great towing capacity. Exit here where we started. I hope you have enjoyed and following along. I hope you enjoyed. I welcome any and all comments, of course. Please feel free, especially if you have personal experience with a truck like this. So nice and so quiet. Yeah, the low RPMs on the freeway, certainly, yeah, I like that. You know, I think that's a big deal. A lot of older cars, you know, there weren't as many speeds in the transmission. Of course, the RPMs would then be higher on the freeway, but this is just right, just fantastic. Really nice truck. Original windshield, probably can't see it over there. The Ram logo's in the right corner over there. I talked about it in the walk around video, and I've talked about it in many of my videos, that the longer you can keep the original windshield in a vehicle, any vehicle, the better. If it gets a big nasty crack, then of course you have to replace it. But if it's just a small chip and you can get it repaired and deal with it, all the better, because the factory seal and the originalness of it, being unmolested and undisturbed, is always best. Not to say that a replacement is a bad thing, it's just that the longer you can keep it original, the better. So, once again, easy to drive this truck. I mean, maybe parking in a tight shopping mall or a tight parking garage might all of a sudden you might start to feel the size of it, you know. But as far as just driving here on these city streets and going around a roundabout, ooh, there's a good looking, look at that. That's a good looking regular cab. That was probably about the same age as this truck. That was a regular cab, maybe two-wheel drive. This truck is four-wheel drive. But anyway, you know, normal driving, it's easy to change lanes in a roundabout when you don't like the way that someone's going so slow. Now it's If I was normally driving and not making informational video like this, I would have just stayed behind those people, because I don't trust people like that drive like that. But anyway, it's easy to drive. It really is. The steering is so effortless. It's like driving a car. It really is. And of course, every chance you get, you wanna push the gas. Hey, there's a black Ram. See, they're everywhere. Black Ram, black wheels. That was nice looking. Just came out of the car wash. I knew we'd see a few more on my video. I'm surprised we haven't seen more than we've seen. Anyway, easy to drive, easy to own, easy to maintain. This truck, with all of its new parts and the way it's been cared for and everything that it is and everything that it stands for and everything that it has to offer, makes it a fantastic value for the money. I always say it, but I don't care. I'll keep saying it. It's a lot of truck for the money. I really believe that. And it's just a nice opportunity to own this truck for such a reasonable price. And it's got all the look of being current, as we talked about on this video and the others. So I appreciate your views, and I appreciate your watchings once again. Appreciate your subscriptions, your thumbs up, all that stuff. Leave a comment. Keep it constructive and helpful, please, for others. And leave me a suggestion if you don't like, or you do like something I do or I don't do. I'm open to hearing it, please. There goes a gray Ram with a rigid toolbox in the bed. These trucks are everywhere, but that's the good thing. They're everywhere because they're good and because people like them. So a lot of trucks on the road. There's a big GMC. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you next time. Peace. Bye-bye. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.